I could be the one. I could be the one to please you. Did you wanna settle down? Did you wanna come back? Did you wanna settle down? Did you wanna come back? Oh, I know that you've been right.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another segment of Black Girl Politics in the Afro-Latina Special. It's Wilhelmina Simone
And it's Taja.
and
Ashley again.
Yay. So right now we're going to be talking about Afro-Latinas in media, our career paths, and the community.
Also representation and people we see that are like us and that we don't. And how we would want to fix that in our community.
And how you can contribute as well.
So yeah, I'm Taja. So I'm a journalism, well obviously I'm Taja. I'm a journalism major in school, journalism and media. I'm interested in writing and curating content and just being an all-around change for people. Mina.
I'm a television and radio major, also an Africana studies minor, so history and things like that. And I'm looking to be a content creator, a media mogul, and at some point a historian. You know.
Well, I'm very involved with the media, like just in general as well, because I do photography. I'm a photographer, but I'm also into the performing arts and I do poetry, and I'm actually venturing into like music now, so I would be in the media in the future. So,
and there's a lot of women and girls who aspire to be these things, and one of the main problems, or not even to be these things, but to be more, whether it's science, math, communications, and everything in between. And it's just more about how we don't see ourselves in these high positions. And then when we do see ourselves, it's like the loud, ratchet, sexy girl.
We're ball players, we're strippers.
And it's just like, just the stereotypes. And the stereotypes of, as Black women, is the same stereotype that's bestowed on Afro-Latina women. And that's the problem. We don't have enough women to look up to. And not only women to look up to, the women that we do have to look up to, they're being controlled by the media, and they can't even venture out the way they want to. And that's one of the main problems. You see all these women in all these movies, and they're playing the dumb bimbo, the over-sexualized person, and if it's not that, it's the white woman playing these leading roles, as Ghostbusters is one of them, as the Black woman who plays the MTA worker who's loud, ignorant, and it's just like, not enough positive impact for us to want to strive for these things.
Right.
and it's also just about diversity, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that these stereotypes are necessarily bad, because let's be real, some people are these things. It's just about giving us room to be more than this one particular stereotype.
Yeah,
That's a good
what I
point.
think about stereotypes, and I've always said that too. I
Comes
think
from somewhere.
Stereotypes, they're not bad, they're just indicative of who's controlling that image, you know what I mean? So it's like from the eyes of a specific person and the ones who are
how
in
they
power.
want you to view yourself.
It's how they want you to view yourself, and like you just said, doesn't mean it's not true. It just doesn't give more room for more growth for people who can extend beyond that. Just because I'm Black doesn't mean I'm loud, ratchet, and ignorant.
And to continue off of what Taja was saying, it's okay to be loud and want to do all these things. It's okay to be a stripper. There's always a negative connotation to these things. And that's okay. If that's your profession, that's okay.
There's always reasons why you.
And there's always reasons why. And if you like it, just to do it,
anyone.
then that's fine.
Yeah.
The only problem is that we need to expand beyond that box and that categories that they have us in. Some girls are loud, no matter what race you are. And some girls
I
are
can't even hear myself talk sometimes. I be going loud.
I speak in a whisper sometimes. That my boyfriend even complains, like, "What are you saying? You speak like a fly." And I speak in a whisper.
I have that issue a lot, actually.
And I talk way too much. I can't even hear myself. There I go now.
Exactly. We're doing this show now, but me and Tasha get lit, and and I dance and I twerk, but that doesn't take away from my value.
Yeah.
And I think the problem is that we need the duality to see that we can be that, but we can be this. And on top of being that we can be our own leaders in these professions and the career paths that we want to take. So it's just to expand, like Ashley was saying, just to expand what we're doing, not to put in a box or even to demean the women who do those things that are stereotypical. It's just to break that barrier between those two.
Right.
And speaking of expansion, I was actually recently like looking into people from the Afro-Latino community who are doing that. And you know, of course, I got like super excited or whatever. But they're more underground. I want them to get bigger. You guys have probably heard of them maybe because they're from New York. If you heard of like Princess Nokia.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
like there's also a girl named Maluka, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just they have such particular just out there narratives, you know what I'm saying, that says it's okay to be this and it's okay to be that, and I love it so much, and it's what I strive to be, and they're so authentic, and I think that's so important because people need to see that, like basically a reflection of themselves in that particular way.
It's like to break the competition, and I think healthy competition is fine. Like, if you're in the same field as a friend, me and Tasha are basically in the same field, but I don't feel that she's competition as much as I want to push her harder, as much as she wants to push me harder.
Right.
But as women and as black women or colored women, I don't think we should be so much competition as we need to unite to even break the competition of men and whites and Asians on top of us. Because it's like, there's so many people on top of us, the last thing we need to do is fight with each other. It's like, oh, she's better than me at this. That's okay, let her be better at that. You be better at what you do. So I think for the first thing for us to build the fields and career paths we need to do is just to, one, unite and stop looking at every girl as like your competition who's gonna like knock you out the whole field. It's not about that. If you guys work together to build something, you can move up in that, and it trickles down to like the younger generation, so they can build on top of that. So it can create a whole
movement,
a whole mogul of career paths and young black Latina
to the point
colored
where,
women.
it could be the norm.
We're not questioned.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be the norm.
We need more things like this show, basically, where it's also just, I think I came to the conclusion a while ago for myself that I don't believe so much in the efficiency of tackling things through the inside and dismantling it, rather rebuild and start more representation like this by ourselves than trying to ask the majority to give us the representation, you know?
When people go into like big name corporations, like selling out basically.
Yeah.
It's like the same idea as if you see like Logic. One of my favorite rappers. I'm just gonna use him because he looks white but he's half black. He started as an independent, and it's like some people sign their souls to major corporations, and it's just kind of like you're trying to do something to build the community and to better the community, to rebuild it so we can have a structure. You going into another one structure that is already dominant and systematic in our society isn't helping us. So when people say, oh, we sold, like Shea Moisture when they sold to this person, or when a black owned company sells out, oh, because we want to expand and do this and have more money, I think that's contradicting what we're working for.
Absolutely. I mean, Audre Lorde said it best. You can't dismantle the master's house with his tools. So you have to break down something completely before you rebuild it again. And so I feel like as a Black and Afro-Latina community, for us to come together and to see and be the people that we would want for us when we were young, that's going to transcend all things. You're going to be some big photographer. You and I are going to be owning businesses and making things. And, all of us will be, setting the example for future generations, but it has to start here.
And even
I'm
helping.
happy. Yeah, of course helping. And I'm happy that it hasn't started here. We're continuing on from where we've came from. But for each generation, as it progresses, we learn things from the previous one and we become better, or we succeed at things that they couldn't. So
it's just a bunch of unlearning and relearning.
Right.
It's just like I don't know if you guys heard DJ Khaled's album. Nas album's done. That song is just like we're paying all this money to these corporations to put their kids through college.
Yeah.
And we're not putting it back in our communities to help put our kids and us through college.
And
that's a problem. And like people like, oh, it's hard to like put things into the Latino and Afro communities because it's just like, oh, it's expensive, oh, they're not here, they're not around, but you have to see that, acknowledge that, and then change it. And you have to be that change. So I understand that it's easier to go to, like, this place down the street because it's, like, right there, versus you having to travel to go to a Black-owned community. But some change and progress take a while. People want instantaneous
Instant
change.
gratification.
One Black Lives Matter march isn't changing the system.
Yeah.
And you getting one thing at a Black-owned company isn't changing the system, but guarantee you going to a white-owned or an Asian-owned company is only helping them to continue this, and it's just breaking us down even more. And you have to see that imbalance.
The thing is, they've had years to build up where they're at. We just started. If you really want to think about, we've only had, maybe 50 years of real freedom, and we're not even technically fully free?
Barely that. My dad tells me a story of how he ran from the KKK. That's my father.
50 years
That's
ago.
That's my father.
50, 60 years ago.
Even now, I mean,
someone got hung the other day.
Someone got...
What?
And it was
That's
mad,
crazy.
and it was they said it wasn't the KKK, but are you serious?
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother topic, but it's just
like you were saying before, people want instant gratification and they don't see results. It's like, oh my God, it's not working. What can we do? Oh my God, whatever. But you have to keep at it for so long that...
And no one's willing to do that.
Right.
But don't complain about things that you're not willing to try and change. Oh, I hate that. I hate Black on Black crime. That's a myth, one. And they hate all these things about the community, but they don't do anything to work towards it. You get what I'm trying to say? It's just you hate this about Black people, you hate this about the Black community, you hate this about Latinos, you hate this about that, you hate Black Lives Matter, doesn't include this, so you do it. You do it. And get other people to do it, and find like-minded people to help you find like-minded ways to change the community. And it's not going to happen today or tomorrow or next year. And the only way for us to start it, because our grandkids are going to have to finish it, or even beyond that. And it's just to start things like that and to build the Afro-Latino community and the Black community together. So they come together because we're facing the same struggles and oppression. So unless we stop competing with each other and fighting with each other, they're just going to continue to be happy, living their privileged lives, and we're going to be in the same sad cycle.
Right.
And so we have to work together for that.
I think coming together as a community, all of us together, it's only going to help and progress us. So I think with that being said...
Be supportive, be loving, help your sisters.
And exactly, help your sisters, help your brothers, and help everyone in between and indifferent, no matter what color or race, whether they're white, Black, Asian, or in the mix of somewhere between.
Yeah.
But if you have any questions, or you want us to speak more on these topics, or if you want to learn about these topics,
questions, comments, concerns, we'll post all of the articles, all of the links for all of the books that we just said, articles, videos that you want to see. If you want to,
you'll have our social media.
Yeah, our social media.
Keep this conversation going, keep it going, and keep the ideas coming, and we can help each other.
Of course. So thanks you guys for watching.
I'm Wilhelmina Simone.
And I'm Taja Ellis.
And this is Ashley.
On Black Girl Politics. Peace.